If you've ever started a new habit and felt great about it for a little while, but then wondered if it's even worth continuing, this video is for you. Over the last 7 years of building my company, I've read just about every major habit book that I could find. In my last series, we broke down High Performance Habits by Brendon Burchard. In this series, we're covering one of the most popular books in the habit space, Atomic Habits by James Clear. Today, I'm sharing 3 strategies from the book to help you stick with your habits when progress feels invisible or very, very slow. And if you want to follow along with the series, I've created a free 30-day habit accelerator to help you start and stick to the habit that you've been thinking about. It's linked in the description. Before getting to the 3 strategies, let's talk about the problem that we all run into when creating a new habit. James Clear calls this the Plateau of Latent Potential, aka the Valley of Disappointment. It's that stretch of time when you're showing up, doing the habit, and wondering why it feels like nothing's actually changing. What's really happening is that progress is compounding behind the scenes, but we never get the evidence right away, which is why most of the habits we take on don't stick. These strategies are the ones that James Clear says will help us get through the valley of disappointment. The first one is to make your progress visible, not necessarily to others, but to yourself. James shows that one of the best ways to stay consistent is simply by tracking your new habit. This can be done as easily as marking an X on your calendar. Because once we start to see the habit become a streak, we have this internal drive to keep it going. James also uses other examples of tracking, like moving a paperclip from one jar to another every time you make a cold call, or simply using a habit tracking app. Personally, I like to track my new habits in a spreadsheet that I just color code based on whether or not I actually followed through. The benefit of tracking with a spreadsheet is once you build the habit of tracking, you can use that same spreadsheet again and again for any new habit you take on. The reason tracking works is because visual feedback makes progress feel satisfying. That sense of accomplishment gives us the motivation and drive we need to persevere through the valley of disappointment. The second strategy builds on the process of habit tracking. James Clear calls this never miss twice. When tracking a new habit, it's critical to know that perfection is not the goal. Consistency is. If you miss a day, that's fine. We all do. But if you didn't accomplish your habit on one day, it needs to become top priority for the next day. Missing once here and there is always going to happen, but missing twice is the beginning of a new pattern. Things always come up and get in the way of our best intentions. But if you commit to the never miss twice strategy, breaking the streak doesn't have to mean quitting the habit altogether. And if you want to be even more likely to follow through on this, find an accountability partner. For the longest time, I thought I didn't need an accountability buddy, but that is definitely playing habit formation on hard mode. There are a few habits that I really wanted to build for years. These are the things that I wrote down as New Year's resolutions, and they're the ones that really didn't make it to February. But as soon as I asked a friend of mine that I really respect to have a weekly accountability meeting with me, we call it the WHAM, I finally followed through and got past the valley of disappointment. And Yashvi, if you're watching this, thanks for helping me stay consistent on YouTube. You're the best. The last strategy to get through the plateau of latent potential is to play the right game. James says that habits stick best when they align with your natural strengths. This is especially important for entrepreneurs because it's easy to spend a lot of time working on improving our weaknesses. But if we want to leverage our biggest competitive advantages, we have to ask ourselves where we have natural strength and then lean into those. To figure out what and where those strengths are, James says to leverage what's known as the explore-exploit approach. You start by exploring widely and trying a bunch of different things. Then exploit by leaning into the habits that feel like a natural fit. And if nothing fits perfectly, create your own category by combining skills in a way that feels perfect for you. Okay, I hope these strategies are helpful, and if you want to join a group of us developing these habits together, be sure to download the free 30-day habit accelerator, linked below. Everyone who downloads it will get an invite to a live session where I answer your questions and do a deeper dive into each of these strategies. You'll leave with a clear roadmap about how to build whichever habit you want to tackle next. But if you can't make it live, I'll send you the recording after. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.